Well, what is up, my fellow gaming nerds? We're back here in the exact same time and place as you last saw me, and I hope that you are still watching this and did not lose all respect for me thanks to one of the answers of my previous video. I'm sorry. It's just, I wish it hadn't happened that way. It's just what happened. But that's in the past. Now we're on to today's Top 5 Wednesday, and that means we need another disclaimer! Yay! Top 5 Wednesdays were created by Ginger Reads Laney. She used them for BookTube. I'm using them for video games. Links in the doobly doo to the Goodreads for topics and so forth. As is almost always the case, the opinions expressed here on this Top 5 Wednesday are the opinions of me, Julian, and not the opinions of the rest of Pariah Caste unless otherwise noted. And remember from last time that we are peer pressuring the other members of Pariah Caste into doing a couple of Top 5 Wednesdays, so if you actually did that, keep that up. Okay, today's Top 5 Wednesday was another hard one for me, and that was Top 5 Games That Made You Cry. And this was a hard one for me because I almost never cry at video games. And in fact, I kind of had to modify it and just have it be games that made you have really strong, sad feels. Because I don't cry. I also don't usually cry at books or movies. I don't cry, okay? Not a crier. And so, video games, when they come at me with these sad moments, I'm just like, well, that sucks. Oh well. I have the games that gave me sad feels, but not necessarily made me cry actual human tears. Also, you will be so happy to know that Final Fantasy VII is not on this list. Because that, and I did play it when I was younger and it was not spoiled for me, when I got to that point where you know what happens, certain characters die. Oh, for crying out loud, if you don't know it by now, Sephiroth stabs Aerith in a church and she dies, or arguably Cloud drowns her. Either way, I got to that scene and I was like, hey, that was my healer, you ass! Like, that was my reaction. I wasn't like, oh no, I'm so sad, poor Cloud. I was like, you fucker! That was my healer! Dick! Yeah, I think I might have wrong priorities going on here. But on the plus side, this will be one of the only saddest video games lists that does not contain Final Fantasy VII. You're welcome. Okay, so number 5 is certain parts of Heavy Rain. I have some problems with Heavy Rain. We're not here to talk about those. Let's just say I have some problems with Heavy Rain. But there are certain points that did make me feel pretty sad. Mostly with Ethan, because he is a sad sack and a whoopee. He doesn't make very good choices, but that doesn't change the fact that he did genuinely make me feel really sad and quite sorry for him at many points in the game. Number 4 goes to a game that I did not play, but I have watched many people play, and I was sad tangentially, even though I was only watching it being played, and that is the loss of the companion cube from Portal. Ugh. How do most games fail to get me invested in the human characters, and yet I got invested in a cube when someone else was playing the game? That's how you do it. I don't know how you did it, Portal, but that's how you do it. Number 3 spot goes to Dragon Age Origins, specifically the saddest origin, in my opinion, which would be the human noble origin. Holy cow. That one hit me pretty hard when that happened. Although I was a little bit mad that my parents were both like, go, my child, and leave us to die. And I was like, fuck that, Mom and Dad. I'm gonna stay here and fight with you. But whatever. It was sad. It was fucking tragic. I didn't cry any manly tears, but it made me sad. Number 2 is The Walking Dead. Telltale's The Walking Dead. We all know what scene I'm talking about. Yeah. Ugh. Your heart, you just rip it out and you stomp it into the floor. Damn it, The Walking Dead. You made me feel things. And it's not okay. At my number 1 spot, many of you probably saw this coming, Mass Effect 3. Which may have actually made me cry genuine tears. Mass Effect 3. So, the first 2 games, they build up this great threat, they have you meet all these characters, And then Mass Effect 3 happens, and BioWare kills everyone you ever loved in front of you. There are two moments in particular that really made me cry. My husband knows because he had to comfort me when a certain Solarian scientist made a certain sacrifice. It was not good, and I was not okay, and I may have had a lot of feels about that because he's my favorite character from Mass Effect. And also, when I was playing Tally's mission, I did not realize, maybe I wasn't paying attention, that you had to do them in a certain order or bad things would happen. And so I did them out of order, and I got to the last one second, and so I didn't have enough points or whatever. And then Tally killed herself, and I was like, I just killed Tally. I just killed one of my favorite characters. And, you know, I shouted into the next room, I was like, I just killed Tally! And everyone was like, what? Why did you do that? Naturally, I reloaded, I remedied the situation, but I was extremely saddened by it and super shocked by it. And why the hell, Tally? We could have talked about this. And Shepard, you were close enough to have grabbed her before she fell off the cliff. And oh my gosh. It's not okay. It's not okay, BioWare. You don't be doing that. I was sad about Legion 2, but the Tali one caught me completely by surprise, and I was not even remotely braced for that. Although I did possibly cry one or two manly tears with the Legion. The answer to your question is yes. You guys, so many feels in these games. Anyway, what games gave you the major feels? I know you guys are getting really familiar with the games that I have played and the games that I like and watch, so I want some more variety. Feel free to comment below and let me know what games gave you feels and possibly even made you shed a tear or two. Only the manliest, most stoic of tears with the pretty crying, you know, with a single tear. Tell me about that, alright? Alright. Also, don't forget, if you cannot get enough of this beautiful face and the sultry sound of my voice, that I have my very own YouTube channel where I mostly talk about books, but you can, you know, hang out with me if you're a reader. It's definitely a place to go, and there is nerdiness over there too, plus cats. And the internet is made of these, so you know, you might as well come over and check them out. Now here's the deal, I'm also not going to tell you to like and subscribe, because if you like what you see, what you really need to do for me is share. Grab this link and share it with your friends, because if you're sitting here enjoying this, then it's possible your friends will too, so definitely share away. Share for Kinshu. Share for video games. Share for Morden. I'll stop talking now. Bye guys.